Netflix and chill? More like Netflix and carbon spill. Yep, even your late-night binge watching has a carbon cost. Do you know how much CO2 your favorite shows emit? Spoiler, it's more than you think. So, grab some popcorn, settle back, and let's explore the invisible environmental cost of viewing your preferred shows. Welcome to the channel Carbon Era. About to start a Netflix binge, you are nestled up on the sofa with your preferred munch in hand. Seems harmless, right? But what if I told you that every episode, every movie, every cliffhanger comes with a hidden cost? Not to your wallet, but to the planet. From the minute you hit play, data centers come to life, networks buzz with activity, and displays light up to contribute to an unexpected carbon impact. How then are your binge-watching practices truly harming the Earth? Let us find out. Let's kick off with a big question. How much carbon are we really talking about when it comes to Netflix? Globally, streaming accounts for 1% of all global carbon emissions. Doesn't sound like much? That's the same as the entire aviation industry. Yep, your cozy movie nights are competing with jumbo jets. Watching just 1 hour of Netflix emits around 36 grams of CO2. That's like driving your car for 150 meters. Doesn't sound like much? Multiply that by 300 million Netflix subscribers worldwide, and you're looking at emissions equivalent to running 50 million refrigerators for a year. The emissions from everyone in the world streaming Netflix for one day would be sufficient to run 60,000 households for a year. Who knew binging could power or pollute so much? Here's the twist. It's not just about watching shows. Uploading, storing, and delivering content all play a massive role in creating this digital carbon footprint. But how does streaming create such a carbon trail? Let's break it down. Streaming a show feels instant, but behind the scenes, there's a massive chain reaction. Your demand zips to a data center, a massive server farm processing and distributing material the minute you push play. These data centers run around 200 terawatt-hours yearly use of power, most of which still derives from fossil fuels. Fun fact, 1 hour of streaming videos uses as much power as boiling 10 kettles of water. From the data center, your show travels across content delivery networks to reach your device. These networks ensure fast loading times, but come with their own energy costs. On average, content delivery networks add 12 grams of CO2 per hour of streaming. Finally, your device takes center stage. Not all streaming is created equal. Watching on a big screen TV, that's about 20 grams of CO2 per hour. Streaming in 4K resolution emits 70 grams of CO2 per hour. That's double the emissions of standard definition. High definition may look stunning, but it's not stunning for the planet. Streaming on a phone, you're looking at 5 grams of CO2 per hour. So, size matters, at least when it comes to your screen. So, if you want to binge with a smaller footprint, your smartphone is the way to go. Downloads versus streaming. Here's a hack. Downloading a show and watching it offline reduces emissions by 50%. Preloading your content might just save the planet 1 episode at a time. Does your location affect your streaming carbon footprint? You bet it does. In countries like the USA and China, where data centers often rely on coal power, streaming emits around 50 grams of CO2 per hour. That's nearly 40% higher than the global average. Meanwhile, countries like Sweden, which uses mostly renewable energy, have much lower emissions, about 10 grams of CO2 per hour. So, geography plays a big role in your carbon binge. Does the kind of content you stream affect emissions? Absolutely. Movies. A 2-hour movie emits about 72 grams of CO2. That's like driving your car for half a mile. TV series. Binging an entire season? A 10-hour series emits about 360 grams of CO2, equivalent to leaving your fridge open for a day. Documentaries. Even feel-good documentaries have a cost, around 40 grams of CO2 per hour. The positive news is that businesses like Netflix are striving to lower their carbon footprint. By 2030, Netflix wants to reduce half of their emissions. For data centers, they are investing in renewable energy. They are also enhancing streaming delivery network energy efficiency. Data center providers such as Amazon Web Services, which runs much of Netflix, are switching to 100% renewable energy. This alone could cut emissions by 40%. Want to help? Lower your streaming resolution or download your favorite shows. Small changes, big impact. Netflix isn't just about binge-worthy content, they've pledged to invest in reforestation projects to offset their emissions. And it's not just about streaming. Netflix is greening its productions too. For example, the filming of The Crown used solar-powered generators and minimized on-location fuel use, reducing emissions by 15% compared to similar projects. Netflix is also working with other entertainment giants on the Sustainable Screens initiative, which promotes energy efficiency across the industry. Think better lighting, smarter production schedules, and lower travel emissions for cast and crew. From cleaner data centers to smarter productions, Netflix is proving that streaming doesn't have to cost the planet. But the question is, can they reach their ambitious goals before the next big hit drops? Only time and their commitment will tell. From your screen to the server farms, streaming is anything but invisible when it comes to carbon. But with companies innovating and viewers becoming more eco-conscious, there's hope for greener binge sessions. So, next time you hit play, think about hitting pause on emissions too. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. What's your go-to streaming resolution? Let's talk about it below.